everybody. Happy Friday to you. I'm Rob Evans. Welcome to Daybreak Plus. We're breaking down all the news you may have missed overnight and digging deep into what matters to you.
Robertum Franciscum, Sancte Romane Ecclesiae, Cardinalem Prevost.
A historic moment at St. Peter's Square. Robert Francis Prevost, chosen as the next Pope. He's going to go by Pope Leo XIV, the first time an American has ever been selected as Pope to lead the Catholic Church. ABC's Ines de la Cuttara is at the Vatican with more on Pope Leo.
This morning, Leo XIV taking part in his first Mass as Pope. On the second day of the conclave, white smoke announcing the cardinals had elected Cardinal Robert Prevost, the first American Pope.
To be here for this moment is so unbelievably profound. It's something I'm going to be talking about for the rest of my life.
La pace sia con tutti voi.
Born in Chicago, Pope Leo has been called the least American of the American cardinals, spending most of his career as a missionary outside the U.S. in Peru. He was recently the head of the Vatican's Office of Bishops. At a Mass in Illinois last summer, then Cardinal Prevost reflected on his time with Pope Francis.
I meet with the Holy Father frequently, during most of the year, at least once a week, and we go through all of this to kind of make the best appointments. A lot of prayer, a lot of discernment, a lot of trusting the Holy Spirit. And I have to say, Pope Francis is an incredible guy to work with.
The first clue revealing his priorities as Pope is the name he chose, Pope Leo XIV. In the late 1800s, Pope Leo XIII was a reformer who championed workers' rights and social justice.
He loved his people. His people he considered man, not a machine. A man's work was a reflection of his dignity.
On social media, the new pope appears to have recently reposted criticisms of the Trump administration, including Trump's immigration policies.
I think it'll be an interesting sort of counterweight to the Trump administration. It's interesting that they might have chosen an American in order to do that.
Pope Leo also signaled a change yesterday with the attire he chose, wearing more traditional red and gold garments as opposed to the more simple style Francis embraced.
In his first address, the new pope echoing Pope Francis, saying the church must build bridges and be open to all. Ines de la Cuttara, ABC News, at the Vatican.
Now, right here in Central Texas, the Catholic community is hopeful of the new leader in the Vatican. Yesterday during Mass at the Diocese of Austin Pastoral Center, Father James Misko announced the name of the Pope, and people were excited to hear that the new pontiff is from the United States. Now they're hopeful to have a new bishop of the diocese soon.
He's an American, and although we don't have anything official, we would think that he would have us in his heart because he's in our heart. And so we continue to pray that he choose a worthy shepherd for our local church, hopefully soon.
Today at noon, the Diocese of Austin will hold a Mass of Thanksgiving for the new Pope at St. Mary Cathedral in downtown Austin. 7:04 right now, and officials from the U.S. and China are set to meet tomorrow to negotiate a potential trade deal. It's a high-stakes meeting. It comes as the Trump administration announced a deal with the United Kingdom. We told you about that yesterday. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the details.
It's expected to be the first trade talks between the world's two largest economies since President Trump imposed steep, sweeping tariffs. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Chinese counterparts are set to meet in Switzerland tomorrow. Trump, who earlier this week said he will not budge on his 145% tariffs on imports from China, as demanded by Beijing for substantial negotiations, yesterday suggested that number may drop.
Well, it could be. I mean, we're going to see right now. You can't get any higher. It's at 145, so we know it's coming down.
The meeting comes on the heels of a trade deal announced between the U.S. and the United Kingdom, expected to be finalized in the coming weeks.
The deal includes billions of dollars of increased market access for American exports, especially in agriculture, dramatically increasing access for American beef, ethanol, and virtually all of the products produced by our great farmers.
Trump's 10% tariff on British imports stays, but as part of the deal, the administration has lowered the tariff on autos from 25% to 10% for the first 100,000 British cars sent to the U.S. The tax on steel and aluminum is also expected to go down. The optimism clear from both leaders, but some economists are still urging caution.
We're still in a highly uncertain economic situation. We haven't seen a lot of detail. And also because Trump in the past has gone back on deals that he's made with countries.
Regarding the meeting with China tomorrow, Trump said he wants this to be more than just an icebreaker and wants to see something substantive come out of it. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
It is a 7:06 right now. Let's get a look at weather and traffic with Casey and Hannah. Casey, talking about near triple-digit temps getting approaching pretty soon, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, next week. So we've got some time until, we've got that heat making a comeback. We'll block it out for now and enjoy what's actually going to be a little bit of a cooler weekend ahead. So really soak in the cooler weather while we have it. It's really going to be fleeting. And then we're talking about a complete change-up heading into next week with that near triple-digit heat. Out the door right now, we're currently dry. Had a little bit of rain pass through late last night that is now working its way to the east of us. This is a little system that brought us some of that rain that we had yesterday, now moving in across the Gulf of Mexico. And on the backside, what we're going to start to see is some much drier air move in. So mainly dry today, maybe a stray shower, but we will be looking at a pretty nice and comfortable day for your Friday and keeping it comfortable through the weekend. Reason being, that system, as it moves eastward, on the backside of it, not only is it pulling in that drier air, but some cooler air. We're actually talking about the return of some cooler mornings, especially by Sunday and Monday morning. 50s. Yeah, they'll be back with us for each morning. We're talking about those middle 50s up towards the hill country, some of those crisp mornings that we get to enjoy before the inevitable happens. Yes, the heat is on the way here as we head into next week, middle of May. We're talking about some warmer nights in the 70s, and you'll see possible triple-digit heat ahead for those daytime highs. Out the door right now, we've got 50s up towards the hill country, Johnson City to Mason and Fredericksburg, low 60s across the I-35 corridor. You're sitting in those middle 60s out across the coastal plains. That system pulls away, wind out of the north wraps in behind that, could bring us the occasional stray shower through this afternoon. We'll be looking at a partly cloudy sky. We keep it dry. Friday evening plans should be fabulous. Saturday morning as we head into your start of the weekend, a nice start to the day. Tomorrow I do have that rain chance a little bit higher at a 20% chance. I just think it's a little bit more of a possibility of seeing a quick moving shower across the area. Many of us won't see rain, but a few of us, a quick passing little sprinkle will be a possibility. And then Sunday looking great for Mother's Day. 70s and low 80s today. We're going to be a little bit cooler than yesterday and a couple degrees below average. Overnight tonight, 50s, low 60s, also a few degrees below average. A very comfortable start to your Saturday. That area of low pressure, it's going to be impacting us through Sunday. Winds will be out of the north, again bringing us that cooler air. This begins to pull off to the north and east, and that makes way for this building hot area of high pressure that is likely going to be bringing us the hottest air we've seen so far this season. And yes, we're talking about not just record-breaking heat, but possibly the first time in the triple digits out of the year, where if we were going to see that, that would actually make for the third earliest year, I should say, where we saw the triple digits, which would be May 14th on Wednesday. That would be the third earliest on record. So hopefully we don't get there. 70 forecast, though, keeping it nice through the weekend, and then the heat starts to build. Tuesday, we're back at 96 degrees, 99 for that forecast high on Wednesday, and keeping it hot through Thursday with the high of 97 degrees.
Oh, that heat is creeping in, and we've got a lot of people that are going to be coming and visit us here in Austin, Texas. We've got a lot of local commencement ceremonies going on here at DKR, and on top of that, our traffic is already acting up. I'm going to keep it real with you right now. We still have a crash going on that's blocking a couple lanes. They're making improvements and clearing that vehicle out, but this is here at Woodland Avenue, not too far, heading towards that Riverside area, so really seeing things kind of clogging up there, and that is seeing those delays really on both sides of the highway heading over Lady Bird Lake. And then on top of that, we also have a separate crash on that upper deck here at Airport Boulevard, just heading over that Miller area, not too far from Capitol Plaza. And then just look at that. So if you're coming in from North Austin or Round Rock, you might want to avoid I-35 altogether. If you are approaching that downtown area, you can work your way over down Airport Boulevard and then kind of weave your way into downtown through East Austin and kind of use those little rabbit trails there, because Woof, that is just lighting up red across the area. So definitely feeling those slowdowns there. We also had a crash at Manor and 51st Street in East Austin. That is cleared up. So happy to see that. But if you're coming to visit us in from Round Rock into the Central Austin area, also seeing some stop and go in the southbound lanes on I-35. So really kind of feeling these delays on both sides of the highway. And keep in mind, you know, there's a fallen officer that is being honored today. And so we're going to see those traffic delays as well in South Austin starting at 8 a.m. So just really be aware there's a lot going on simultaneously throughout the capital city, Rob.
All right, Hannah, thank you very much. It is a Teacher Appreciation Week, and this morning, KVUE's Brianna Perez introduces us to a special duo at Caldwell Heights Elementary, a mother and daughter who share not just a bond, but a passion for teaching.
From riding the bus and walking through the halls as a student at Caldwell Heights Elementary to now teaching in a classroom, Madeline Morin has come full circle.
Kind of developed a love and a passion for teaching and making sure that I grow students who also share a love for learning.
A passion she took after her mother, who has been a teacher for Round Rock ISD for 30 years. And who now works just down the hall.
I'm not just Mrs. Morin, I'm Miss Morin's mom, but I love it. We get to chat at home about work. We get to sometimes have lunch if that works out. Yeah, it's still being a family.
From home to work, Madeline says working with your mother can be a unique experience, but one she wouldn't trade.
I do still live with my mom. It's really nice to have my mom here because not only can I lean on her for just like personal support, but I can also lean on her for professional support.
While she may have stepped into her own role as a teacher, she says she continues to learn from her mother, hoping to follow in her footsteps as an inspiring educator.
A couple of different teachers who worked here when my mom was still in the classroom, they said, "Oh my goodness, you're just like your mom." And I take that as a really big compliment. And to me, that means if I'm being complimented for being like my mom, that means I'm being effective in the classroom and showing my kids that I care for them and I care about their success.
And for both mother and daughter, it all comes back to passion.
To do this, you really have to be passionate. In the classroom with the students, you have to bring that love. They have to feel that love, and that's what keeps you going.
That was Brianna Perez there. Madeline and Veronica are one of 3 mother-daughter duos that work at Caldwell Heights Elementary. And we now know what days headliners will perform at ACL Music Festival. Hozier, Luke Combs, Cage the Elephant, Empire of the Sun will perform on Friday. Saturday, Sabrina Carpenter, The Strokes, Doechii, all going to take the stage. And on Sunday, Doja Cat, T-Pain, going to close out the festival. 3-day GA tickets for both weekends are already sold out. Sorry. One-day tickets are available. A one-day GA ticket, general admission, is $170. And we'll leave you this morning with something to talk about and a reminder for what's coming up this weekend. Earlier this week, I sat down with an expert that will make your mom feel extra special. Take a look. Well, it is almost Mother's Day. Fellas, I hope you're paying attention out there. I'm going to say it one more time slowly. It is almost Mother's Day. So today we're learning how to make the perfect Mother's Day bouquet for the motherly figure in your life. Who's better to teach us than the experts? Mercedes Anderson, owner of Mercedes Flowers, joining us to say, hey, fellas, you still have time to make mom happy and the wife happy.
Absolutely, absolutely. There are several places in town that will sell you by the stem, Rob, so you can make your own bouquet, making it extra special, okay? At Mercedes Flowers, we don't. We actually make our own designs, but I wanted to come here and show you how you can go find those places that you can make your own bouquet.
I have zero green thumbs, but how do you start in the first place?
So, okay, so you want to get some greens. Right, what I'm going to teach you today is our Texas wildflower, which is extremely popular. We've already sold out. Okay, for Mother's Day weekend.
It's beautiful.
Sold out. Thank you so much. You're so kind. You were asking about the purple flowers there. Yeah. Those are anemones. They're gorgeous. Come from Colombia. They come from Ecuador. Just absolutely gorgeous flowers. So it's a Texas wildflower. How do we make a Texas wildflower if, flowers really... But
not this time of year, maybe?
No, they do. There is a farm out there research it too. There's a farm that does beautiful wildflowers, but for Mother's Day weekend, I prepare myself and I do ship from out, okay? I do source, and that's why that's what I'm going to show you here, the Texas wildflower. These are all flowers that look like Texas wildflowers, right?
That's all.
So that's,
The look, right?
The look, but definitely if you can buy local, absolutely buy local.
Okay, before we go though, because we're going to put it in this vase of water. Now, the big question is, what do you put in the water? Do you put an aspirin in? Do you put food in? What do you put in there?
So I don't put anything. I did tell you a little trick that I do, okay? I put, and I say, you see, I'm contradicting myself, here we go. But I do tell people, like if you have a beautiful design that you don't want to take apart and change the water every day, because that's key, changing the water, clean water, put a little bit of bleach in there, okay? A little bit of bleach. I don't grab and go like this, because no, that's not good. Just like a tiny bit, okay? Put it in a spoon maybe perhaps and throw it in there. That will help kill the bacteria. Okay.
And another thing that helps is don't put any greens in the water, right?
Correct. Any greens from the actual stem, which you already knew. By the way, Rob knows a lot. He's pretending he doesn't know, but he knows a lot. I was like, wow. Okay, so here you go. This is called larkspur, and I'm going to give you that because we want to see you in action, okay? And I've already kind of sort of cleaned these for you.
Am I putting this one here?
Well, yes, you're going to put that together. Let's do that, right?
So you start with the
well,
tallest ones,
let me show you how to do it. No, okay, keep holding them. Will you keep holding them? Okay, and then I'm going to give you this. Just hold them. Don't break them. Just kidding. Here we go. So now we're going to do this, and let's add some of these. This is called stock, which also gives us the wildflower look.
Beautiful.
Okay, and I'm going to give you 5. I always do 3, 5, 7 odd numbers. Is how I go as far as designing. Here are some ranunculus, absolutely gorgeous. And then let's see. I gave you the larks. Ooh, solidago. Did you get some solidago?
No solidago yet.
Here you go. So here's some, okay? So there you go. You've created your bouquet. You can kind of mess around with it and, like...
How do you know what goes higher and lower? That's one question. What goes up, what goes down?
Maybe perhaps how long the stem is. That could guide you. I always do this too. Yeah, good one.
So do you go ahead and cut it at a 45-degree angle?
Absolutely. And then what you can do is however big, however tall you want it to be.
Okay.
So this is what I would do for this trick. Okay. Here we go. So we got all your flowers. Okay. So I'm gonna make a little bit of a mess. So then you shorten them. And you know what you do? I use electrical tape and I actually tie it.
Gotcha.
Okay. So that way.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I did forget my electrical tape. But let me see, and sorry I took over your bouquet, but so here you go, and you make it a little bit shorter, and then what you can do is kind of pull some out, and sorry, there you go.
So electrical tape, you put it at the very bottom, because I would think you would see it.
You know what? So what you can do is put that beautiful decorative leaf to kind of hide it, but yes, that also creates bacteria, so don't forget the bleach.
Okay,
so there you go.
Tie with electrical tape just like that, and this looks great like this. How do you know how much is too much? At what point does it become too much in one vase?
When it's literally you see the stems just being squeezed in there, probably not a good thing. You're going to break them. Okay, so that could happen. But, as long as you think it looks beautiful and as long as you can keep adding, because sometimes that's what happens, that's what, I just keep adding and adding.
Yeah.
But yeah, this actually looks really good,
it looks really good.
Right?
So if I want to keep this alive, and just like this here, I don't want to put it in the mirror, in the window or something like that, right?
Like I was telling you, exactly, no. So flowers, keep them away from any heat source, and that includes the sun from the windows. During the winter, of course, we have the vents. Okay, and then just keep the water clean, keep them away from any heat source. Don't put them in your refrigerator. A lot of people think that they can put them in their food refrigerator. Not the same as the flower cooler. It can freeze your flowers and ruin them.
Gotcha. Now, do you ever recommend hanging them upside down like in high school when you gave the bouquet to the girlfriend, she hung it upside down to dry them?
Absolutely, or put them in a book to dry them. Absolutely, yeah. I use hairspray actually to hold them down and hang them up and use some hairspray.
These are all tips that count. Now listen, we still have a little bit of time, and it's not too late, like you said. It's too late probably to order. Can you order your website still?
Order. You can still order from our website, absolutely.
What is it?
Mercedesflowers.com.
Mercedesflowers.com.
Thank you, Rob. Yeah. But yeah, just call your local florist, find out what do you have. At this point, it may be what do you have, because it is Thursday before Mother's Day, right? And find out your mom's favorite color. Maybe find out the color she doesn't like.
Right.
Isn't that important?
Red roses, some people only want white, some people don't whatever.
Absolutely. Coral, pinks, there's so many colors.
Look, all guys are colorblind. How do you know this looks so good? How do you know what colors to match up with each other? Do you go on the color wheel and just go opposite?
You can do it that way. You can research it. You can ask the florist to help you out, the designer. designer to help you out. Yeah.
Okay. Because yours looks so much better than mine. Again, get on out there and don't forget about mom, the husbands and wives out there. We obviously love, moms. Put up with me, Mom. Love you, Mom. Thanks so much for what you're doing. I don't know how you survived 6 kids, but any other advice that you want to tell people at home when they're doing their own flower bouquet?
Their own flower bouquet, just, you know what? Just have fun with it. Have fun with it. Make it with lots of love and tell your mom you did it yourself.
All right. And she will love that because the little gifts kind of matter the most.
Absolutely.
Well, Mercedes, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Rob.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody. So if it's ugly, I did it myself, okay? It's a thought that counts, right? That's it for Daybreak Plus. Let us know what you would like to talk about. Message us at a 512-459-9442. It's 512-459-9442. You can also message me on social media if you want, at Rob Evans TV on Instagram, Facebook, or X. Stick around because Daybreak continues right here on KVUE Plus. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Have a great weekend.